All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're looking at some incredible insights from AI productivity practitioner Johannes EM today, specifically focusing on a mindset shift. Don't let AI replace you. And we're going to start by addressing a feeling that, honestly, a lot of us are dealing with right now, but might be kind of afraid to admit out loud. So let's just be totally honest for a second. Have you ever closed a news article about the latest AI model and felt this quiet, unspoken dread about your job security? Like that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach that maybe, just maybe, the ground is shifting a little too fast underneath your feet? Yeah, we've all been there. And look, you are absolutely not crazy for feeling that way. This dread, it is completely validated by the wild headlines we literally see every single week. Things like AI can now do the work of 10 employees, or thousands of jobs replaced by automation. The truth is, those headlines aren't entirely wrong, right? Because AI is changing the game incredibly fast. But the way we react to them, well, that's the whole shebang. That's what we need to completely rethink. So to understand how to navigate this, let's look at Section 1, the story of Marcus, facing the AI reality. So imagine Marcus. He's this highly relatable 34-year-old mid-level marketing manager down in Austin, Texas. He basically represents the everyday professional right now. Now, his company rolls out an AI tool that suddenly lets a totally fresh intern pump out a blog post draft in like 4 minutes. Naturally, Marcus panicked in secret. He was up at 2 in the morning Googling, "Will AI replace my job?" But then he did something brilliant. He pivoted. Instead of pulling away, he leaned in. He started asking the AI for emotional triggers and storytelling structures for his campaigns. Those really complex questions he simply never had the time to tackle before. And the crucial takeaway here is this. Marcus took those AI-generated insights and he layered on his own human judgment, his years of experience, and his deep, nuanced understanding of the customer. Because of that, Marcus didn't get replaced. No way. He actually made himself irreplaceable. He became this indispensable bridge between the AI's raw processing power and his team's real-world goals. Which brings us right to Section 2, the paradigm shift, redefining your relationship with AI. You see, the biggest shift happening right now, it actually isn't technological at all. It is entirely psychological. Most folks are operating out of a scarcity mindset, this AI versus me mentality, right? Thinking, if AI can do what I do, there's less room for me. We have got to completely abandon that framing. We need to adopt an AI plus me collaboration mindset. We have to stop obsessing over what AI can do that we can do and start asking ourselves, what can I achieve now that AI is handling all the busy work? Johannes frames this beautifully. The quote is, "The calculator didn't replace human intelligence. It upgraded it." And just think about that for a second. Did mathematicians literally disappear when the pocket calculator was invented? No, of course not. They just stopped wasting their days doing basic arithmetic by hand, and they started solving much bigger, far more complex problems. AI is exactly the same thing. It's simply a massive upgrade to what our human intelligence can actually accomplish. All right, moving on to Section 3, the 3 zones of AI collaboration. To make this really practical, we can break human-AI collaboration down into 3 distinct zones to help you figure out exactly where your daily work stands. First up is Zone 1, which is the replacement zone. This involves those repetitive, rule-based tasks that lack any real nuance. Think basic data entry, simple formatting, that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is where the fear lives, because AI will absolutely automate these repetitive tasks. But honestly, look at it this way. This kind of robotic work was never where your best, most creative energy should be going anyway. If your entire value is tied up in Zone 1, it is definitely time to pivot. Next, we have Zone 2, the collaboration zone. And listen, this is where the vast majority of us need to aim right now. In this zone, AI is handling the heavy lifting, the tedious research, churning out the first drafts, sorting the big data. But meanwhile, you are handling the meaning-making and the empathy. You are the one adding the vital context, managing the human relationships, and making those nuanced judgment calls that literally no algorithm can replicate. And finally, we reach Zone 3, which is the vision zone. This is where the absolute most exciting work happens, guys. Up here, you are using AI not just to be a bit more efficient, but to think bigger, to ask entirely new questions, and to build things that simply didn't exist before. You're leveraging this incredible tool to make visionary decisions with better information at a scale that was previously impossible. Understanding these zones naturally forces us into Section 4, the economics of being human. We really need to look closely at what staying human actually means in this automated world. When you contrast AI's strengths against human strengths, a really clear picture emerges. So AI is extraordinarily good at processing, speed, and information abundance. But you know what it's terrible at? Being present. And because AI makes speed and information so incredibly abundant, the basic laws of economics dictate what happens next. Scarcity creates value, always. So those uniquely human traits like wisdom, trust, real empathy, and an authentic perspective, those suddenly become the highly valuable, scarce resources of our future. Okay, let's put this into practice with Section 5, the AI/me split, a practical exercise. To turn all this abstract theory into concrete reality, there's a quick 10-minute exercise you can actually do tonight called the AI/me split. It's super simple. Step 1, grab a blank piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. Step 2, write 5 to 7 of your main daily tasks on the left side. Then, Step 3, look at the right side and ask yourself honestly, could AI handle 70 to 80% of each task? Step 4 is where the magic happens, which is reallocating that freed up time. The key takeaway here is that whenever you realize an AI can handle 80% of a task, you've got to stop viewing that as a threat and start seeing it as a massive gift of time. So, what exactly do you do with that newly gifted time? You use it to think deeper, connect better, and lead more thoughtfully. Because the hard truth is, the professionals who use this newly reclaimed time to lead and connect, well, they are the ones actively writing the next chapter of their industries. They aren't the ones being replaced, they are the ones doing the replacing. Let's zoom out for a second to see how this fits into the grander scheme of history. We have seen uncomfortable change and growth before, right? Think about the timeline, from the printing press, to the internet, to the smartphone, and now the AI revolution. Uncomfortable change has literally always been the price of growth. And historically, the people who leaned into the printing press, the internet, and the smartphone, they didn't just survive the shift, they became the shift. They embraced the tools of their time to completely elevate their potential. I want to leave you with a feeling of pure possibility today, rather than that initial unease we talked about. Because the ultimate question you have to answer is this. Are you going to be the one steering the wheel, or are you just going to be the one watching from the sidewalk? This mindset shift is entirely yours to make. Are you going to decide to happen with AI, or are you just going to let it happen to you? Think about that tonight as you look at your own task list. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.